What does it mean to have the heart of a samurai? Hello everyone, it's Leo, and in this video we are checking out an interview with the voice actor of Cure Kyun-Kyun, Takamori Natsumi. This interview was published on Mantan Web, a Japanese website, and it was translated by the Magical Cinema Production team. Thank you very much for this. And we are going to check out what Takamori Natsumi had to say about the heart of a samurai, about Cure Kyun-Kyun, about her character Kokoro, and also lots of other things related to Idol PreCure on how she got the role, how the recordings are, and everything else. So this is a very interesting talk. Let's check out what she had to say. The first thing that was mentioned is that in the press conference of Idol PreCure, Takamori Natsumi mentioned that Kokoro has the heart of a samurai, and that became a hot topic. Everyone was curious as to why, because the press conference happened before Idol PreCure started. We didn't know Kokoro very much, so she had a lot of things to talk about that. But the first thing that she mentions in this interview is that she already was part of a PreCure season as a very important character. She was Kame in Delicious Party PreCure. For that, she had to say that she had auditioned for PreCure several times before she was chosen to do Kame in Delicious Party. So she thought, well, I've been auditioning for so many years, so this is what I've been auditioning for. Kame is my character. So she felt like it was the culmination of her career. I mean, for you to play a huge character in PreCure, it is something huge in the industry of voice acting, in the anime industry for sure, especially for women. And she mentions that Kame is a character who is very important. She grows from a baby. She is the only fairy who can take on the human form in the series. And she also says that in the movie, she took a major role. She had a spotlight and she was able to fight alongside the PreCure. And so because of that, she felt like she was already fulfilling her dream of being a PreCure. And so it was the culmination of her career. So she was wondering, is there more to come? But then she auditioned for Idol PreCure. And because of her audition for Idol, she landed the role of Kokoro. And she was wondering, like, is this really happening? Is this reality? And even though when she gave this interview, the recording for Idol had been happening for a while, she still had that feeling inside of her. Is this reality? So it was still in her heart. So she tells us a lot of things about how things began for her as Kokoro's voice. And she said that Kokoro is a cute character, but there is more to her than that. There's a lot more to her than that. And she said that when she was doing her first audition, there were no pictures of Kokoro, just the description of the character. And the description was a steady, sensible girl. But at the same time, her name is Kyun-Kyun. So she went in thinking that she would be a cute girl who would make your heart flutter. She would make your heart go Kyun-Kyun. But then when she got into the studio, she saw the visual for the first time, and Chiaki Kon, the director of Idol PreCure, gave her a more in-depth explanation of who Kokoro is. She says that Kokoro is very cute in appearance, but Chiaki Kon told her, Kokoro has the heart of a samurai. And then at that moment, Takamori Natsumi noticed that the character wasn't going to be focused on her cuteness. And so she changed the direction on how she was going to play the character. And she thought of her catchphrase, Kokoro Kyun-Kyun shitemasu, like my heart is fluttering, my heart is beating fast. And she thought, well, this is not just a cute phrase. It has a lot of depth to it. So she imagined a chirpy voice for the character when she heard the phrase. But after she saw the explanation of Chiaki Kon, she decided to change the way she pronounces it and to give the character a different tone. And she says that in terms of the voice alone, the voice of Kokoro is close to the way she uses her voice when she is playing male characters. It happens a lot in the Japanese industry for female voice actors to play male characters. And so that's the edge that she tried to give Kokoro while she was doing it. And so when Kokoro appeared in the 6th episode, the interviewer was asking and was wondering, we got to see a glimpse of the samurai, but what exactly is a samurai when it comes to Kokoro? That left us very intrigued. And then she started explaining a little more on what that meant. So she said, you may be wondering what a samurai has to do with it. And she explains it as stoicism. She thinks of it as the stoicism of an athlete. And it's interesting because Kokoro is an athlete because she's a dancer. Even though she's not a professional one, she trains very hard. So she's like on the road to be an athlete of some sorts. And so she says that in episode 6, we can really see that stoicism. She's a junior among the PreCures, but she imagined that she would have the confidence of the older daughter in a big family. But she's an only child only. And then after the voice actor learned about the family background of Kokoro, she realized that Kokoro is a very strong-willed girl, and she does not want to cause trouble for her mother. And at heart, she is a samurai, but she also has the qualities of someone her age, a very young person. And she also has very strong feelings for her idols. When the two of them, Cure Idol and Cure Wink, give her fan service, she gets super happy. But she's trying to portray her in a way that shows the difference between them. Idol and Wink are a little older, they are already idols, and Takamori Natsumi is trying to show a little bit of distancing between them at this starting moment of the character. Because Kokoro is chasing after them, and she will continue to grow, but until she grows, she can't do it as well as the others, at least in Kokoro's mind. And so she has a lot of respect for those two characters, and for her to stand on the same stage as them is something really huge. So I really like the explanation of a samurai, like the seriousness of doing what you do. Kokoro is very serious on everything that she is doing every single time. Like, she is serious in her dancing, she is serious in her idol fanness. She is serious as being an idol as well. She is always trying her best, even though sometimes she has a hard time with it. We already know how her confidence works, or sometimes doesn't work, but it is something that she focuses on and she tries to do as best as she can. And so the interviewer mentions that in episode 6, Kokoro was not able to transform into a PreCure, but then this happened in episode 7. And they say that in interviews, the voice actors always say that it's very nerve-wracking when the first transformation comes. And about that, Takamori Natsumi had to say that it took 2 episodes for Kokoro to really be able to become Cure Kyun-Kyun. And even though it was indeed nerve-wracking, especially in episode 6, she had to have a lot of courage to be able to stand, and she got very nervous while she was singing in high key, and it surprised even herself when she was singing Kokoro's song. And when she was able to do the first transformation in episode 7, she was relatively calm because she already wasted all of her nervousness in episode 6. But she practiced a lot for episode 7. It's just like Kokoro. Remember Kokoro in episode 10, shaking hands with Burirun and trying to get it right? That's what her voice actor did before episode 7. She trained her transformation phrase and her speech lots and lots of times. And she says that PreCure usually transform naturally, even in the first time. So it had to be natural. It couldn't be something nervous for the character. And so if she weren't used to saying it lots of times, she wasn't going to deliver a good performance. That's why she trained very hard. So whenever she had a free time in her days, she would try and, speak the Kyun-Kyun phrases lots of times. And so she says that it's a success if it sounds like it's not the first time. So the first time she transforms has to be something that feels natural for us, the viewers, and for her as well. And so now she talks a little bit more about the background and how they work together. And she says that Matsuoka Misato, who is the voice of Cure Idol, is kind of the leader also as a voice actor. And she says that Misato, as Cure Idol, pulls her along with her voice while they're recording. And this is the first time that they have worked together. And when she heard Cure Idol speak for the first time, she said that she had an overwhelming radiance and she was very moved. Cure Idol is the lead of the group and Cure Wink is the support of the group. And she says that the three of them work very well together and they have a lot of balance. And Matsuoka Misato is the junior among the voice actors, but she has so much power in her voice that doesn't feel like she is the junior. And she says that before they went to the set, she wondered if she was going to be the one, and if both her and Cure Wink's voice actor were going to be the ones supporting Cure Idol. And she was wrong, because it feels like Misato is someone who can believe in her own acting. I love this. And she doesn't seem anxious and she's a very reliable professional. And she acts with all her might and it always looks like she is having a lot of fun. So it's the kind of thing that pulls everyone along and she raises the tension on set. She raises the energy on set a lot. And she says that Misato is really like Cure Idol. She really feels like the character that she is embodying. She's always speaking positive words, so for her, it feels like it's destined for Matsuoka Misato to play Cure Idol, so she's always very touched. And then the interview mentions that more than 20 years has passed since the first Futari wa PreCure that started in 2024, and PreCure has become a long-loved and long-running series. And for that, she had to mention that during Delicious Party, they couldn't record together due to COVID, but this time they are all recording together. The UN Idol team is always together recording their scenes. So she is really touched on how united they are when they enjoy PreCure. In her generation, many children wrote Sailor Moon on their Tanabata paper strips as what they wanted to be when they grew up. But now children write PreCure. So she heard from a dance teacher, and this is another funny story because we also heard this in an earlier interview about her, is that she started taking dance classes because Kokoro is a dancer. So she started taking dance classes to embody the character even more. And she said that in those dance classes, her teacher told her that she knows a child who said, "I want to be Cure Kyun-Kyun." And so this made her realize that PreCure is something that children look up to, but not only children, also adults, lots of people from different generations. And she also says that she is involved in an amazing production. Kome Kome was a character that everyone loved, but this time she is playing a character that people look up to. So it's a different thing. So it's a very interesting way of seeing her character. And then she also mentions that in the Thanksgiving festival, in the 20th anniversary live show, and in the debut of UN Idol PreCure, she's always moved by the way that children move their bodies in their own way. They cheer loudly, even if they're only in their room watching the show. Children feel that PreCure is real, and they're not just in the TV. It's just like they're really part of their lives. So she is very moved by this. Every time she thinks about it, she's very moved. And she almost cries every time. And so talking about Kokoro, she says that Kokoro she calls her Kokoro-chan. And she says that Kokoro-chan is a person who works hard and she has lots of guts, but she also fails. Kokoro-chan must work hard, or she feels she won't be able to catch up to the others, Cure Idol and Cure Wink. And she also says that it seems like we, the fans, the people that are watching You and Idol PreCure, we're not going to be able to take our eyes off Cure Kyun-Kyun because she must overcome her failures with hard work and guts. So this was the interview of Takamori Natsumi and all that she had to say about playing Cure Kyun-Kyun. And it's very nice because we get to know and learn a lot about this amazing character who is Kokoro, with this amazing voice actor who has been giving life, soul, and passion to one of the most amazing characters of this season. I really love Kokoro. I think she is an incredible character, and I love those interviews because we get to learn more and more about those characters that we love to love so much. I feel like the 3 characters from You and Idol feel really, really special, and you know, it just makes me love them even more. Anyways, babies, this is it for now. Did you enjoy it? Are you vibing with Cure Kyun-Kyun? I love her. I love Kokoro. I love Nana. I love Uta. I love everyone from this season. I love Purirun as well. And I'm sure I'm going to love Merodon, who is ready for Merodon to arrive. Oh my goodness. I cannot wait. Anyways, babies, this is it for now. I want to take this little time to give a special thank you to the Magical Cinnamon production team helping me with this amazing content, and also the members of the Magical Cinnamon channel. If you are a member, thank you very, very much for your support. I really, really appreciate it. This really keeps me going. Thank you very much. And if you're a member here on YouTube, on Patreon, if you support me on Throne, thank you, babies. And if you've watched up to now, thank you so much as well. My heart is going Kyun-Kyun. Kokoro Kyun-Kyun shitemasu.